What's going on, everyone? So, recently I've been asked this question multiple times. I originally got asked it about 4 weeks ago, and I decided just to reply to the guy by email rather than an actual video response because I didn't really think people would find it that interesting. However, I've been asked it about 5 times now in the past month, so I'm just going to answer it. Okay, so the question is, what is my viewpoint on CrossFit? Now, I know CrossFit gets a lot of shit and it gets made fun of all the time, and personally I find quite a lot of it quite funny. However, I think there's very good points and I also think there's bad points. But there's very good points with every sport and there's also bad points for every sport. So, before we go any further, let's get to the good points. Now, first and foremost, CrossFit has produced some absolutely awesome athletes. For example, first one that comes to my mind is Rich Froning. That guy is jacked as hell, he's strong as hell, he's lean, he is really just the jack of all trades. Now, I think most people, of the average person, would aspire to be like him. So in my opinion, that is a big positive. Another thing I really like about CrossFit is the movements. So they're very big on the snatch and the clean and jerk. They're big in the deadlift, they're big in the squat, they're big in overhead press, and they're big in the bench press. They're very big on the big compound movements. And in my opinion, anyone that can execute a snatch or a clean and jerk efficiently, properly, and can put a lot of weight above their head, in my opinion, that is awesome, because I can't. And I am so impressed by it. That's why I love watching Dmitry Klokov and Rich Froning and just tons of people do these movements, because I just think they're really cool. However, the bad points that come with that is that in my opinion, CrossFit should be quite a specialised sport. However, it's been populated to the masses, and the thing is that you get a lot of people who haven't exercised in so long, have spent their whole life sitting down, and just haven't earned the right to do certain movements, doing these snatches and clean and jerks, and even as far as deadlifts and even squats, and they are doing it, and they're in such a huge group of 40 people, the instructor can't get around everyone, and they are doing it extremely incorrectly and extremely unsafely. Now, in my opinion, I always like, whenever designing a program or looking into a program, or even with myself, I always look at risk versus reward. And in my opinion, the reward of that person doing a snatch is way down here compared to risk. So that's a big downside. Another downside that I believe with CrossFit is that they have time constraints. So for example, you have 120 seconds to do as many snatches as possible. Now, with an Olympic snatch, it's not really a movement where, in my opinion, you should be training to muscular or total failure, as especially if you haven't earned the right to. Like my previous point is that it could cause severe injuries, and you see people doing such dangerous, stupid stuff, and that's what gives CrossFit a bad name. Now, that isn't CrossFit's fault. That is a coach's fault. And if any of you are coaches and you're doing this for your people, then I'm talking to you. This isn't CrossFit's fault, that's a coach's fault. Another thing that I don't like about CrossFit is that this elitist, egotistical attitude that comes with CrossFitters, and is that because they do CrossFit, they think they're better than everyone else, and that anyone that doesn't do CrossFit is just a waste of space. And I don't like that attitude, because personally, I don't think that it is deserved, and I just don't see why a lot of CrossFitters think they're above everybody. Again, this is talking to a minority of CrossFitters, but the majority, I'm sure, don't think that. But again, the minority always ruins the majority. Another cool thing about another good point about CrossFit, a cool thing, is that I think it's really cool to watch, because you're really creating total athletes. They need to be extremely mobile, extremely strong, need to be fast, need to have endurance. They need to have so many different things, incredible power, so many different things that they really create just a total jack of all trades. And a Rich Froning gets produced, or a Katie Hogan, and I think it's really cool. So to sum this video up without rambling on and going on a big massive rant, in my opinion, I think CrossFit is cool as hell. I enjoy watching it. Yep, powerlifter enjoys watching CrossFit. I'm looking forward to the comments down below. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think if you've earned the right to do it and do the movements, it's a great sport. And in my opinion, I just admire, take my hat off to anyone that takes control of their life, sets a goal and sets about it, whether that be CrossFit, a business, powerlifting, soccer, or football for you European people, or American football, anything. I just totally admire anyone that takes 100% control of their life, sets himself a goal and goes out and gets it. That's what I think, and CrossFit falls into that, and in my opinion, I think it's cool. I just think that a lot of the minority of coaches, because at the end of the day, it's not the athlete's fault, it's the coaches. So to sum it all up, I think it's cool as hell, and I enjoy watching it, and it's very popular, and it's going to keep growing and growing and growing. But I just totally think that they need to start really fine-tuning their coaches and fine-tuning their athletes. So if you've made it to this point, thanks very much. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.